Hey everyone, Matthew here, and today we're diving into one of the most electrifying questions in crypto right now. Could just 100 units of XRP make you rich before October 23rd? I'm talking real potential here, not vague hype, not meaningless moon talk, but a calculated deep dive into what's happening behind the scenes in the XRP ecosystem, what the smart money is doing, and whether you should be thinking differently about your stack. Stick with me, because what you're about to hear changes everything. We've got institutional moves, network dynamics, supply distortion, and one tweet that just dropped today that the mainstream hasn't even noticed yet. I'll break it all down, and by the end you'll be able to decide with confidence whether you're positioned or missing out. Let's start with where we are right now. XRP isn't drifting, it's gearing. Institutional demand is quietly ramping up. Reports just came in that Ripple secured a large partnership with G Treasury worth around $1 billion to expand real-world asset adoption using XRP as the bridge currency. That's massive, because when a token starts serving as financial infrastructure, speculation follows utility. Now pause for a second and ask yourself, if institutions start viewing XRP as the rails asset, what happens to the token's price when the supply side gets compressed? Because that's the key dynamic most people miss. The smart money is already positioning for a supply shock. Fewer tokens available, higher demand locked in, and a powerful narrative forming under the radar. Meanwhile, retail investors are still asleep. But not you. You're watching this, which already gives you an edge. Just today, a high-engagement tweet asked the community, if XRP hits $1,000, what's your plan? That might sound outrageous, but this is exactly how psychological thresholds are built. When a narrative starts circulating on social media, it sets the stage for mass belief. And when belief combines with utility and scarcity, that's when explosive price discovery begins. So let's talk numbers. You have 100 XRP. What does that mean in different scenarios between now and October 23rd? Scenario 1, the conservative base case. Let's assume XRP breaks its next resistance and runs to around $5 to $10. That's not unrealistic given upcoming catalysts. If that happens, your 100 XRP could be worth up to $1,000, not life-changing, but a solid gain. Scenario 2, the acceleration case. Suppose macro sentiment shifts, an ETF rumor drops, or Ripple lands another banking partnership. Suddenly we're talking $20 to $30 per XRP. Your 100 XRP becomes $2,000 to $3,000. Still modest, but that's a big leap. Scenario 3, the disruptive case. Imagine regulatory clarity hits, tokenization takes off, and the world realizes XRP is the global liquidity solution it was designed to be. That's where three-digit prices enter the conversation. At $50, your 100 XRP is worth $5,000. At $100, that's $10,000. At $500, you're sitting on $50,000, and at $1,000, you've joined the millionaire conversation. Unrealistic, maybe to the uninformed. But let's analyze why those targets aren't pure fantasy. First, institutions are already positioning. Ripple's upcoming swell event is confirmed, and analysts expect major announcements about cross-border settlements and central bank collaborations. Historically, XRP moves weeks before big events as insiders accumulate. Smart traders know that when headlines drop, it's already too late to buy cheap. Second, the charts are setting up beautifully. We're seeing a tightening wedge pattern that historically precedes explosive breakouts. If XRP clears the $3.50 resistance with heavy volume, technical models project an initial run to $8 or even $12. From there, parabolic moves become possible if liquidity floods in. Third, the supply story is unfolding fast. Between escrow releases, institutional wallets, and delistings, we're seeing decreasing float availability. The same principle that pushed Bitcoin's price thousands of percent over time, scarcity, could soon apply here. XRP's fixed supply and deflationary distribution model amplify that effect. Here's something few talk about. On-chain data shows whales moving XRP off exchanges. When large holders self-custody, it means they're expecting higher prices and want their assets secure. Less XRP on exchanges equals less liquidity, and that means higher volatility upward. Now let's address the psychology. Every major crypto rally starts with disbelief. Remember when Bitcoin was under $1,000 and people said it was dead? When Ethereum traded under $100 and everyone called it vaporware? XRP's been through that cycle repeatedly. The lawsuits, the delistings, the hate, and yet it still stands as one of the top digital assets globally. That resilience is exactly what institutional investors look for. They don't chase meme coins, they chase reliability and adoption, and XRP has both. But let's flip this. Why hasn't it exploded yet? Simple. Timing. Regulation, infrastructure, and institutional onboarding take time. We're not early in crypto anymore, we're early in utility. And utility is where the next trillion-dollar gains are made. The same way the internet revolution created Amazon, the financial revolution could create XRP's era. So what's next? Between now and October 23rd, we're looking at multiple catalysts. The Swell Conference, possible ETF chatter, and fresh global adoption headlines. The macro climate is also shifting. As central banks test digital settlement systems, Ripple's tech keeps popping up. Each pilot program adds credibility, and credibility drives long-term value. But maybe you're still skeptical. Maybe you're thinking, it's just hype. Let's tackle the myths. Myth 1. XRP is centralized. Wrong. Ripple Labs owns a portion, yes, but XRP Ledger is open source, decentralized, and validated by independent nodes. Centralization is a misunderstanding propagated by people who haven't read the documentation. Myth 2. XRP can't moon because of its large supply. False again. Price is a function of market cap and liquidity, not just supply. If XRP becomes the standard bridge for tokenized assets, the velocity and volume it processes could justify prices far higher than most expect. Myth 3. 100 XRP isn't enough. That's defeatist thinking. It's not about how much you hold, it's about being early. Even small amounts can yield huge percentage returns if you position before adoption scales. Remember, 100 BTC once sounded small too. Let's put this in perspective. If global tokenization of assets reaches the projected $16 trillion market by 2030, and XRP captures even 1% of settlement volume, that's $160 billion flowing through its network. Factor in velocity and liquidity multipliers, and suddenly even modest price targets start looking conservative. This isn't hopium, it's math adoption and macro logic converging. So what should you do between now and October 23rd? Step 1. Secure your 100 XRP in self-custody. Don't leave it sitting vulnerable on exchanges. Step 2. Stay informed. Follow Ripple's updates, institutional announcements, and global payment integrations. Step 3. Engage with the community. The XRP Army is one of the most active and influential groups in crypto. Their unified voice moves narratives, and narratives move markets.
Step 4. Have a strategy. If XRP spikes, know your sell targets and don't trade emotionally. If it consolidates, use that time to learn and strengthen your conviction. And step 5. Think long-term. Even if October 23rd isn't the day, the groundwork being laid now could define generational wealth over the next few years. Let's recap. Institutional demand, rising, technical setup, bullish, supply, tightening, sentiment, shifting from fear to curiosity, and community strength, unmatched. Those 5 ingredients together form a perfect storm, the kind that precedes historic moves. So ask yourself honestly, when this surge hits, will you be on the inside watching your portfolio multiply, or on the sidelines wishing you took action when XRP was still underpriced? I want you to really visualize it. It's October 23rd. News breaks that Ripple just announced a new banking partnership, or that a country integrated XRP into its settlement system. Suddenly, price charts light up across every exchange. Twitter explodes. Analysts scramble to explain the move they didn't see coming. But you're calm, confident, and smiling because you positioned early. That's what being an early believer looks like. You acted when others hesitated. And that moment, my friends, is priceless. So if this breakdown gave you real value, if it opened your eyes to what's really unfolding behind the scenes, do me one favor right now. Smash that like button so the algorithm pushes this to every XRP holder out there. Drop a comment below with your October 23rd price prediction. Is it $5, $50, $500, or higher? Let's see who's got the boldest vision. Subscribe right now so you never miss insider-level updates, and share this video with at least one other XRP believer in your network. Let's spread the knowledge, amplify the truth, and show the world what conviction looks like. This is Matthew signing off, reminding you that opportunity doesn't wait and history rewards the ones who prepare early. Stay sharp, stay focused, and as always, keep stacking smart. The countdown is on, and October 23rd might be the moment we've all been waiting for.